Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about snails. Yes, those types of snails. So my life has this fun way of taking two completely unrelated events or circumstances or contexts and linking them together with a random element. This happens in such a way that it makes the whole universe feel very synchronous or serendipitous. Lately, that particular thing that's linking unrelated stuff together happens to be snails. And this started happening back in November, when the new WoW expansion was released. Interestingly enough, one of the new mounts that you could get in this expansion was a lava snail. And they don't just give you the mounts, you typically can't just go and buy them, you have to do something in the world to earn the privilege of using that mount as your trusted steed. And in this case, you had to do a couple of things, a couple of chores. First of all, you had to find an unoccupied snail shell, which was a drop. And once you got said drop, you had to fly with it to a very particular caldera at the tallest volcano in the world. And you had to deliver it to a naked snail that was living deep within the lava. Easy enough, right? You just have to swim down into the lava and not die and gift this naked snail the shell. Not that easy. You needed some help. Someone had to heal you. And luckily enough, there were a couple very nice, good Samaritan druids hanging out up there. And over the period of a couple of, about an hour and a half, I would say, all three of us were able to heal one another while swimming down to commune with this naked snail buddy. So I have this really nice memory of lava fishing with a couple of druid friends up on this caldera while waiting for the naked snail to appear. Somewhat as accident, I found this Easter egg in the game. If you fly way, way up north in this one particular zone and you follow the coastline as far as it will go until the world ends, basically, there are these two snails fighting one another right where the water meets the stone, or the crust, if you will. Now you see lots of lava snails in this particular world, this new land that they added, but so far I've only seen one water snail, and it's there. So I tamed them and named them Steamy and Chilly, and they are my children now. The way that the snails are animated when they fight is delightful. They bounce around in a way that reminds me of meatballs, like tennis balls that are meatballs. When you tell them to attack an enemy, their eyes, their little eye stalks, like wiggle wobble back and forth. And when you're on the mount going really fast, the same like eye stalks just kind of like flop around. They have very nice physics, and I appreciate that. Me and my best friends have started this ritual of playing tabletop games on weekends. And very recently, I went out and purchased my very first tabletop game. Actually, I bought a few of them, but the one that we've played so far is called Ahoy. And Ahoy is a pirate-themed game that involves sailing around on a sea map that you forge as you play, and doing somewhat of a three-dimensional rock, paper, scissory, asymmetrical chess match. It involves strategy and bluffing and all of these fun competitive elements that I very much enjoy. There are 3 different sides that you can play as. Each of them plays completely differently, but the game still remains balanced in a very eloquent way. You can play as the sharks, which are pirates that are very domineering and aggressive, and they play kind of like the Empire. There is the Mollusk Union, which this is where the snails come in, and the Mollusk Union is kind of like the rebel force. You have to be more defensive and strategic and quiet and spread your resources around kind of covertly, evenly as you play. And then there are smugglers that you can play as, who are kind of like bounty hunters, and they have their own objective that is completely separate from the sharks and the mollusks, who are perpetually fighting one another. Very fun. Oh, and the little pieces, because it's a pirate game, so there are, I guess they're pawns, but they look like pirate ships. I have 3 different ones, but my flagship I named the SS Cargo, because that's a perfect name for a snail pirate ship. And then the two smaller ones I named after my pets from WoW, Steamy and Chili. Additionally, I was going to crochet a little mollusk unit to cuddle with in bed. And since I've been watching a lot of the show Poirot lately, I decided to name my little snail familiar after the hero and protagonist from said show, Hercule Poirot. So I'll have a little snail friend with a little French handlebar mustache living in my nest with me this year. They will be my mascot while I play Ahoy! Synchronicity. Because that's what existence is about. It's about, creating your own meaning in life. I'm gonna get back to doing stuff, weirdly, and it feels necessary to point out that I do have my own website and blog where I publish my own content. It's free and independent of YouTube or Twitter or any of those other platforms. And if you would like to see more of my work, you should check out zonus.com or Robotic Arts, which is my WordPress. I think if you go there, it says Robohemian at the top because that's kind of my thing. But as always, I don't know. Thank you for watching, and keep making awesome stuff out there.